The midnight ambush, March 17th, 1941, 03:15 hours, the ink-black North Atlantic, southeast of Iceland, where the wind howls like a banshee and waves crash with the fury of artillery. Inside the steel coffin of U-99, Captain Lieutenant Otto Kretschmer peers through the periscope, his breath steady, eyes sharp as a predator's. The air is thick, stale sweat, diesel fumes, the metallic tang of fear masked by routine. His crew, elite wolves of the Kriegsmarine, move like shadows in the dim red light of the control room. Hydrophones hum faintly, picking up the distant churn of propellers from convoy HX-112, a lumbering herd of Allied merchant ships ripe for the slaughter. Kretschmer, the man they call Silent Otto, whispers orders, torpedo law. The boat shudders as eels streak from the tubes, slicing through the icy water toward their targets. You can almost feel the vibration in your chest, the collective hold of breath as seconds tick by. Then, boom. A distant thunderclap echoes through the hull, followed by another. Flames lick the horizon through the scope, silhouettes of tankers and freighters buckling under the hits. Cheers ripple quietly among the men. Lieutenant Zurzay Klaus Bargston claps a machinist's shoulder, while the diesels thrum in triumph. In one night, they've claimed over 40,000 tons, adding to Kretschmer's tally that makes him the ace of aces, the scourge of the Atlantic. But this is no time for celebration. The convoy's escorts, British destroyers, those relentless hounds, are stirring. Kretschmer knows the game. Surface attacks under cover of night. Slip away before dawn. Dive to 50 meters, he commands, voice calm as glass. The boat tilts nose down, valves hissing, men bracing against the bulkheads as water pressure builds. The crew settles into the rhythm, watches checked, instruments monitored. They've done this dance before, outwitting the Tommies patrols with stealth and speed. U-99, a Type 7B workhorse, glides silent now on electrics. Her Wolfpack brothers, U-100 under Shepka, U-74, scattered nearby, ready for more kills. The control room is a hive of precision. The hydrophone operator, ears pressed to the set, reports screw noises fading. All clear, Herr Kalu. Kretschmer nods, allowing a rare smile. His tactics have rewritten the book. Night surface runs, minimal periscope use to evade detection. The men idolize him. He's sunk more tonnage than any other, decorated with the Knight's Cross and oak leaves. Life aboard is grueling. Cramped bunks, hot-bunked in shifts, rations of tinned sausage and hard bread, the constant roll of the sea turning stomachs. But under Kretschmer, it's bearable, even exhilarating. They are the hunters, Donitz's grey wolves, starving Britain into submission. Yet in the quiet depths, something shifts. The hydrophone picks up a faint rhythmic pulse. Ping. The operator freezes, head cocked. Ping. It's unnatural, mechanical. A sound like death tapping on the hull. Eyes dart to Kretschmer, who straightens, his face hardening. ASDIC, he mutters. The British sonar, that infernal echo ranger probing the abyss. How? They were silent, invisible. The pings grow insistent, closer, bouncing off their hull like accusations. The crew's confidence cracks. Whispers turn to tense silence. Depth charges can't be far behind. The first depth charge rain. 03:18 hours. The pings sharpen into a staccato heartbeat. Ping, ping, ping. Each pulse a finger of light sweeping the black water for U-99's steel skin. Kretschmer's jaw sets like forged iron. Hard to starboard, both engines slow ahead, he snaps. The helmsman spins the wheel. The boat heels, trying to ghost away from the invisible beam. You can taste the copper in the air now. Fear, raw and metallic, overriding the diesel stink. Men grip pipes and valves, knuckles white, as the ASDIC operator calls ranges, bearing 190, closing fast. Above, HMS Walker, a VW-class destroyer turned hunter-killer, has locked on. Her captain, Commander Donald McIntyre, stands on the bridge, eyes narrowed against the spray, voice calm over the intercom. Depth charge patterned, full spread. The deck crew heaves the ash cans over the stern, 250-pound canisters of Amatol, primers set for 150 feet. They splash in a perfect arc, vanishing into the swell. Below, the first explosion detonates 40 meters off the port beam. The ocean itself punches the hull. Bang! U-99 lurches violently, lights flicker, glass shatters in the galley. A gauge bursts, seawater jets in a needle-thin stream. "Flooding in the forward battery room!" shouts the chief engineer, Obermaschinist Hans Weber, already slamming a patch over the crack. The men stagger, ears ringing, as the second charge erupts beneath the keel. Closer. The pressure wave compresses every ribcage. A scream cuts short as a sailor's head cracks against a valve wheel. Blood streaks the bulkhead like war paint. Kretschmer's voice slices through the chaos. "Blow tanks! Emergency surface!" But no, too many escorts. "Silent routine! Rig for depth charge!" The order is a death knell. Every man freezes where he stands. No footsteps, no coughing, no clanging tools. The diesels are killed. Only the whisper of electrics remains. They sink deeper, past 120 meters, into the crushing dark where the hull groans like a living thing. You can feel it in your teeth. The pressure, the cold seeping through rivets, the knowledge that one more pattern could split them open like a tin of sardines. The pings never stop. Walker circles, her ASDIC operator, a young rating named Tommy Trent, tracking the returning echoes with religious focus. "Firm contact, sir. He's running deep." McIntyre nods. Pattern 2, deeper settings. Another barrage rolls off the rails. This time the charges bracket U-99 perfectly. The first detonates above, the second below, the third dead amidships. The submarine is caught in a vise of water turned to stone. Lights die completely. Emergency lanterns cast hellish shadows. A torpedo tube floods. The boat lists hard to starboard. Somewhere aft a man is sobbing. Quiet, broken sounds that echo in the silence. Kretschmer crouches by the chart table, water lapping his boots, calculating. They've taken 3 patterns and lived, but the British have fuel, time, and now the scent of blood. The Wolfpack's golden rule, strike and vanish, has been shattered by a machine that sees through darkness. For the first time, the ace of aces feels the net tightening, and then, through the hull, a new sound, the high-pitched whine of propellers directly overhead, fast, deliberate, hunting. The crushing silence, 325 hours. The screws of HMS Walker slice the water directly above U-99, so close that the hull vibrates with their cavitation, whump, 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 like a giant's heartbeat. Kretschmer's eyes flick to the depth gauge, 180 meters. The red needle trembles past the red line marked Test Depth. The Type 7B was never meant to go this deep. Every rivet is a potential betrayal. You can hear the hull protest, popping, creaking, a sound like distant gunfire as steel contracts under the Atlantic's fist. "Silent routine absolute," Kretschmer hisses, barely a breath. The order is redundant. No one dares move. A dropped spanner now would be a death sentence. The men stand like statues, sweat beading despite the chill, eyes fixed on nothing. Lieutenant Bargsten clutches a rosary in his pocket. The Catholic machinist from Bavaria mouths prayers he hasn't said since childhood. Even the bilge pumps are shut off. Any mechanical heartbeat could betray them. Walker's captain, McIntyre, leans over the voice pipe. "He's gone quiet, number 1, either crushed or playing possum." The destroyer's ASDIC pings continue, relentless, painting U-99's position in ghostly green on the CRT screen. The operator adjusts gain, filters out the sea's clutter. "Still there, sir. Faint, but holding." Another pattern is readied, deeper fuses, 500 feet. The crew on deck works with grim efficiency, faces lit by the muzzle flash of signal lamps coordinating with sister ship HMS Vanuk, now steaming to box the contact. Below, the pressure builds to 18 atmospheres. A seam in the pressure hull weeps a thin stream of brine. Weber jams a rubber patch against it, teeth gritted. The air is turning foul. CO2 scrubbers overwhelmed, oxygen candles not yet lit. Men breathe shallow, conserving every lungful. Kretschmer calculates in his head. Battery charge at 40%, enough for slow creep but not escape. Surfacing means the 4-inch guns of 2 destroyers. Staying means suffocation or implosion. Then the pings stop. Silence. Absolute, deafening. The crew exchanges glances. Hope? A trick? Walker has lost the echo in a thermocline, a layer of warmer water bending the sound waves like a mirage. McIntyre swears under his breath, orders a random box search. The destroyer veers off, screws fading to the northeast. Kretschmer waits 30 agonizing seconds. Periscope depth, slow ascent. Valves crack open. Compressed air hisses into the tanks. The boat rises like a corpse from the grave, gauges climbing 150, 120, 100 meters. The hull's groans ease. Men exhale in unison, color returning to faces. But as U-99 levels at 15 meters, the hydrophones scream alive again. Vanek has taken the baton, her ASDIC fresher, her crew hungrier. The pings are back, sharper, angrier, closing from the opposite bearing. Walker doubles back, forming the classic pincer. Kretschmer's trap is complete. And then, a new horror. The battery alarm chirps. Acid levels critical. One cell cracked by the earlier blasts. Power is bleeding away.
The battery's last breath. The battery alarm is a low insect whine that drills into every skull. One forward cell, ruptured by the third depth charge pattern, is vomiting sulfuric acid into the bilge. The fumes rise like mustard gas, stinging eyes, burning throats. Obermaschinist Weber mind races like a torpedo gyro. 40 minutes. At creep speed that's barely 8 kilometers, nowhere near the safety of the opening like searchlights. Every ping is a promise of more ash cans. Chemical decoys that bubbled to the surface, mimicking a dying U-boat's oil. Two sailors wrestle the heavy cylinders from their racks, hands trembling. The air is thick with acid vapor now. Men cough into sleeves, tears streaming from overhead pipes like jungle rain. Someone retches quietly in the heads. Above, Walker and Vanek coordinate by TBS radio. McIntyre's voice crackles. He's hurt. No line for a hammer and anvil rolling off K-guns in perfect synchronization. U-99 fires the bolts. 2 canisters eject aft, fizzing upward in a trail of bubbles and black dye. On Walker's bridge, a lookout shouts, "Oil slick, sir, bearing 270. McIntyre hesitates, then commits. "Shift fire to the slick." Both ships veer, guns and charges trained on the false grave. For 90 precious seconds, the pings fade. Kretschmer seizes the gap. Both ahead flank, emergency. The remaining motors howl, draining the batteries in a final sprint. The boat surges to 9 knots, nose up, clawing for the edge of the search box. Men brace against the violent pitch. Tools clatter despite lashings. The acid fumes thicken. Someone collapses in the motor room, dragged clear by mates. Then, the batteries die. Silence. Total. Motors cut to nothing. Only the crew rigs for ultra-quiet. Hammocks stuffed into leaks. Every man flat on the deck plates to lower the center of gravity. Walker's bow slices through the dye slick. Guns trained on empty water. Vanek drops a final pattern. 10 charges, set to bracket the last known bearing. The sea erupts in a cathedral of white violence.
The 3:58 hours. The final pattern detonates in a staggered roar. Ken thunderclaps ripping the thermocline apart. The first charge is shallow, the last set for 200 meters. He cracks its casing. The control room floods to knee depth in seconds. Single battle lantern remain. Kretschmer is thrown against the periscope stand. Blood streams. The pressure hull screams. A seam forward splits with a sound like tearing canvas. Seawater jets in under 300 psi, a white lance that slices a screaming sailor in half. Blow all tanks! Scuttle charges now! It is no longer a choice. The boat lurches upward, a dying whale breaching for air. Men scramble for the conning demolition charges with shaking hands. Go, damn you! He bellows, shoving the last. Walker and Vannock close at 25 knots, searchlights stabbing the swells. U-99 flying. Kretschmer emerges first, bleeding at his throat, some leaping into the freezing sea, others clinging to the casing. Pick you up. A cutting crew from Vannock launches a whaler. British sailors haul freezing Germans aboard. Kretschmer stands on Walker's dripping from his leather jacket, watching U-99's bow rise vertical. Weber's scuttling charges detonate below, muscled whumps that blow the bottom out. The ace of aces salutes as his command slides beneath the waves, taking secrets, tonnage records, and 11 dead comrades with her. In the destroyer's wardroom, Kretschmer sips ersatz coffee, staring at the bulkhead. McIntyre enters, offers a respectful nod. "You gave us a hell of a chase, Captain." Kretschmer's reply is quiet, almost wistful. "Your ASDIC. It changed everything." By war's end, the pings that haunted U-99 would claim over